You are listening to Practical and Woo by Mindset and Manifest. My name is Eden, and I invite you to embark on a journey with me to explore the practical and spiritual edges of the unknown for the purpose of allowing you to embody and empower yourself uniquely as you are and to intentionally create and live a life of freedom and fulfillment. Each week, I am going to discuss topics such as energetics, reality creation, manifestation, astrology, tarot, and more to help empower you to live beyond perceived limitations and to practically design your life so it feels like absolute magic every step of the way. Let's dive in. Well, hello, brilliant soul. I just got back from a bachelorette weekend in Arizona celebrating an incredible friend of mine, and oh my goodness, what an amazing time we all had. This was my first time in Arizona, and I heard before it was a magical place, but to confirm it for myself felt truly blissful. Now, there's a particular experience that I had on this trip that moved me to write an episode about it. And you might feel surprised to learn that it was my travel day coming home that left a lasting impact. Who would have thought a day dedicated to leaving the magic and beauty of Arizona would be the spark of inspiration for today's episode? It's a surprise to even me. The day started like any other travel day. Waking up at a designated time with the intention to get to the airport, clear all of the checkpoints for the purpose of making a flight home. And so I dutifully woke up at 6 a.m. Arizona time with all of this in mind and surely not enough sleep, only to be met by a message on my phone. Your flight has been delayed due to a mechanical error on a previous flight. My flight, scheduled to leave at 11:30 in the morning, was now booked to leave at 4:10 p.m. in the early evening. Oh my, I wasn't going to land back in Toronto until around midnight. I felt incredibly calm about it. A wave of belief washed over me. There must be a reason beyond the mechanical error, a reason that will color my life in some way. I decided to go to the airport fairly early anyway, with the hopes of getting on an earlier flight. And so I arrived at the airport at 10:30 in the morning, pulling up in a self-driving Waymo car, which is now my new favorite kind of transportation. And I learned that there were no other direct flights to Toronto. And it didn't make any sense to try to add a layover into the mix. Here I am in an airport nearly 5.5 hours before my scheduled flight. Here I was on a precipice of a choice. Either I could be grumpy about this, or I could make the most of it. I felt another wave wash over me, an experience of my external reality being far from perfect, and yet my relationship to it felt centered and at peace. I had a choice to see the wonder around me. Yes, even in an airport. And that was the choice I was choosing to make. I had the ability to appreciate the art installments the airport committee chose to display throughout the multi-level airport, ones that are likely invisible to travelers in a rush. I was able to leisurely move through the checkpoints at a pace that felt present and intentional. I was able to savor my experience in a location that is almost never a destination unto itself. Through security, with still tons of time to spare, I decided to leisurely make my way through the shops that were set up on level 2 of Phoenix Sky Harbor International, treating my experience like a museum turned mall. A thought kept ringing through my mind. This has become a day to celebrate myself, and I'm going to choose to see it that way. After I walked through the 4 or 5 storefronts, I noticed what appeared to be a restaurant on the same floor. It seemed like a lovely place to park myself, more so than the clinical experience of sitting at a gate for so long. There was a small line to enter, but it moved quickly. After about 2 minutes or so, I walked up to the desk and I was greeted by a woman with a kind smile. "Do you have American Express or Priority Pass?" she asked me. "I have none of those things," I said. She looked at me with curiosity and said, Well, you can just sit anywhere and I won't charge you because you waited. I felt lit up with gratitude to have received such a blessing. Somehow, I received complimentary entry into a lounge with no reason but for kindness. The same kind woman kept checking on me. She brought me an assortment of organic teas and helped me find my way around the buffet. More and more, my world was being painted by the glimmers and glows that surrounded me. I spent my time in the airport lounge free of charge, enjoying the rotating snacks and meals, enjoying the house blended iced tea and hot tea selection, enjoying the kind smiles of all who worked there, enjoying the conversations I got to cherish from travelers passing through, enjoying the free Wi-Fi and the charging ports too. Blessing after blessing, only enhanced by the contrast I was soon to experience. A father and his adult daughter strolled into the lounge, likely with one of those cards that I was meant to have upon entry. They set themselves up at a table and got themselves some food. The father was quick to question my portable charging device that was plugged into a port close to him. I sat in witness of them, while casually watching a TV show at a banquet table nearby. I witnessed this pair actively mock the lounge and its amenities, and turn their noses up to the food that they deemed was quote-unquote disgusting. And that is their every right to feel that way. But the experience of their experience only enhanced mine, and it left me with a strengthened perception that any experience we have in life is colored by what we choose to make of it, colored by what we choose to appreciate about it. My experience of the lounge was 5-star luxe, and theirs was 1. It made me wonder what else I could have enjoyed myself at 5 stars, but only allowed myself to experience as a 1-star. What a profound realization. Time passed quickly at this point, and I made my way to collect on a $15 travel voucher I was given by the airline. The rest of my travel day carried out very similarly in this vein, in this pace. It was smooth and it was delightful. A 10-hour travel day turned into a day of blissful wisdom filled with lessons, friendly faces, and the meeting of what could turn into lifelong friendship. This was the travel day that I had. This was the travel day that I chose to have. This was the travel day that I will hope inspires you in some way or another. Thank you for allowing me to share it with you here. Until next time.